4 games remain on the 2016 Canadian Lacrosse League season schedule, and 3 teams sit tied for first place. Week 7 concludes next.
Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide. Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide. Ready or not, here I come, you can't hide. Ready or not, here I come, you can't hide. Ready or not, here I come, you can't hide.
Ready or not, the playoffs are just around the corner, and 3 teams can clinch first place before all is said and done. The Durham Turf Dogs, the Niagara Lock Monsters, the Barrie Blizzard, 2 of those teams, Barrie and Niagara, come your way next here on CLax TV. Matthew Carrick and Spencer Tanguay inside the Barrie Molson Center, where we'll conclude week number 7 as we bring you up inside our booth today. And here's what we do know. Southwest is done with their loss earlier this week, and the Oswego Demons sit in 4th seed. They will have that going into the playoffs.
Well, the top 3 teams, as you take a look at the standings here, when you see Niagara, Durham, and Barrie so close in the standings, and then you see Oswego, who got just absolutely destroyed on Friday night, holding that 4th and final spot, this game means so much. And especially with only, as you mentioned, 4 games left in the regular season, these 2 points can determine who gets first.
It really can, and as we said here tonight, Barrie is the only team that can control their own destiny. Their final 2 games are against teams in that 3-game jam. We'll pause for the national anthem. For those of you watching at home, our national anthem has not changed. We had O Canada here in the building. That, of course, is our theme music. We look at the starting goaltenders for today's game. 2 of the most consistent this season, although Angus Darnley's been in and out. Jay Priest, who took over from Connor Danko, he has been spectacular since that switch.
Yeah, Jay Priest really has got the job done for Niagara. He'll look to rebound, obviously, from that 11-10 loss, but even in that game, he really kept Niagara's hopes alive the entire 60.
coming off a 16-6 defeat over the Oswego Demons on Friday night, are the Niagara Lock Monsters. There's Angus Donnelly, the reigning MVP for not only the Barrie Blizzard, but the Canadian Lacrosse League as well. Matthew Carrick, Spencer Tanguay, our JVI Sports Network crew inside the Barrie Molson Center as we put a cap on week number 7, fourth game from the last here on the 2016 season. It was our player to watch, Tim Edwards, moving early. Bill Fox, Neil McDonald, Mohamed Urshad on the floor. And I believe that's Shane Montgomery who will be working the 30-second clock. Are the boys in the stripes. Caleb Wiles quickly pushing it down into the corner. Far side they work now for Shane Scott. He's looking for an opening. Had the double clutch there a little bit before releasing it, went wide. And Brad MacArthur calls his troops to the bench.
Quick start to this game, actually, Matt. As I mentioned, I wanted to see Niagara get that opening ball and get a good set in. This will be their first look here, but Barrie's first set just kind of seemed a little bit sloppy with a poor judgment on that shot.
Remember, it was Barrie that this is their first game this weekend. Niagara already have one in the books. As now, Mike Maudsley is back in the lineup. He normally wears more colorful shoes. He's got the white that matches the trunks here today. This pass out of the corner into the feet of Darryl Robertson as he now corrals it. First 30 seconds is gone here as shot comes through. Brad Levick takes it, and Jay Priest is going to make that save as they come back down the floor. Corey Fowler got a few chops in as he made his way to the net. Ball is still way up at the restraining line though. Nico Baudouin, we had him as a scratch coming into this game, but clearly out there carrying the ball now. Passes to the captain, Brad Favero. Out to the half boards. John Arnold, a couple stutter steps. Cuts back again. Member of the all CLax team on Steven Stamp's roster. As him and I had a good chat on the CLax Beat radio show, and we've got our first penalty of the game. Mike Teeter being activated out off the holdout list in place of Mark Cockerton, who played for the Rochester Nighthawks last night. Teeter will sit 2 for slashing.
That's just a good job by Niagara to get the ball moving, and he drew Teeter out to draw that minor penalty. And as you mentioned, Nico Baudouin, what a game he had on Friday night in Oswego, where he got the opening goal for Niagara, but he was involved in the offense heavily, and we'll look to him again tonight.
Up top, Potter and Fowler. They've been so good together, especially through those championship years. Now they get the lefties worked in. Back for Fowler to the crease. The quick shot from Favero. What a save from Donnelly coming up big. It bounced straight to Johnny Ray. He couldn't hang on. Rob Koger also can't find the handle, and it'll be a fresh 30 here for Niagara.
Fantastic save by Donnelly. That's what Barrie needs all day.
Hidden ball play there. Neufeld had it, gave for Potter. Fowler, Potter again, takes the shot. Donnelly the right arm save this time as it comes to the corner, and another reset for Niagara as Fowler picks up. Potter and Fowler. They continue to pass. Another save by Donnelly. Another offensive rebound, this time Phil Caputo. And they get back for Potter. Neufeld. Potter. Favero sub shot. This one skips off Donnelly and all the way out and past Andrew Potter. And the Barrie Blizzard electing not to change there as Priest has to come out of the net.
Well, 4 shots already for Niagara in this power play, and all of them from bin outside, except for that first cross crease with Favero. But Barrie's very content with playing that inside box and keeping them way outside.
Now they get a bit of a play working. They put Caputo inside, and Favero, a bit of a change up there looking for the top corner. Had it, but just shot it just high. Here's a shot with about 6 on the clock. Caputo picked up. Spencer James and Koger collide on him. That forces the loose ball. And finally, after a minute and a half of power play pressure, back the other way comes Johnny Ray in the Blizzard. Cutting off the bench is Shane Scott. Accepts the pass. John Arnold on him. Puts the brakes on, spins and fires. And Priest, he's forced to make a save. And after a minute and a half in one end, we go 14 seconds in the other.
Get one last look here on the power play, but a very good power play for Niagara, even though the result, no goal yet, but 5 or 6 good quality shots.
Edwards up top as Jordan Critch now takes the quarterback position. Back to 5-on-5 as Critch scores.
Jordan Critch just wide open on top of the crease. Angus Donnelly, after it went in, looked at his D.
22-58.
And wondered what happened there as you hear the officials talk to the timekeepers, but Take another peek at Jordan Critch, number 7, as the penalty expired. Just quick ball movement. He gets open right down the lane. Nice release over top of the goalie.
All the attention was paid on John Arnold there. No one saw Critch. And not officially a power play goal, but the 5th man not there to plug up that middle slot. Brooker Muir and Brandon Slade the assists, as we heard the report. As Tim Edwards now runs it into the corner. Back up for Caputo. Phil Caputo dances around at the restraining line, still looking for help. Barrie's getting a bit of a change in here as Joel Coyle comes on. Stopping and spinning and firing is Jordan Robertson. 2 Robertsons. Jordan wearing number 6 for the Lock Monsters, and we got Darryl wearing number 12 for Barrie here in this one. Griffiths, what a touch pass there to a wide open Caravello, I believe that is, on the far crease. And Priest had to come up huge. Teeter now off the bench.
Well, with Priest making that save, as you mentioned, there's another big save from Jay Priest, kicking it out of the side. What a touch pass, though, by Caravello to really move that ball quickly.
Here comes Shane Scott now off the bench as they finally get the top unit on. Teeter works his way down into the corner, gets a pick from Griffiths, and they're going to say that one a little too aggressive. As Griffiths let that one go, Bill Fox had to dance out of the way. Favero pretty deep in the 10 count there before they passed off to Critch and got it over center. It's played here for Mitch Dumont taking an offensive shift. Back for Baudouin. Critch again. Oh, top of the crossbar, down and into the feet of Dinley. Can't find the backspin to carry it over the line, though. Up the far side, they've got Scott over there. Critch is on him. Going for Brad Levick. Levick for Teeter around his back. Plays there for Caleb Wiles. Wiles tries to get around Dumont, though. Both of them were on my all-time team as Teeter gets up top. Again, you can listen to that podcast on the CLax website. As Critch comes running down, Dinley goes low, took that off the face mask, I believe. Still makes the save as we've played 5 here already. Caravello inside the restraining line, 1-0 Niagara. Off the goal from Critch. Oh, rising shot there. Priest ducked out of the way. Rebound came all the way up for Koger. Caravello now sends it into the corner again. Back for Mike Gillen. Gillen faked the shot. Edwards goes with him, and that one's off the neck protector of Priest before he gets it back in the stick. And Niagara will work back the other way.
What a game so far, just going back and forth, down and back, down the floor. Complete different story for Niagara on Friday night as I was in Oswego, of course. It was almost as if Niagara was walking up the floor on offense and just putting on a skills clinic, whereas today they were really showing their true passion and true skill with the ball on the offensive side.
And for so many years, this has been the modus operandi for both of these teams, as Caputo trying to get the quick shot away there, can't do it before the 30. As they both played kind of the run and gun game as has been designed here in CLax. Darryl Robertson with Potter on him. Oh, Potter. Huge pick there by, I believe, Ross Smith. As he comes back up top now, Caravello has to climb the ladder a little bit. Back for Teeter. They have a cutter, and they can't connect with our player to watch, Zach Tompkinson. As Caravello has it back up top. There's a bouncing shot that hits the logo of Priest, and then hitting the deck. And a second shot there, Joel Coyle. I'm surprised that the Barrie player got away with the first one. They're definitely not going to let the second go, as now John Arnold is going to bring it up. It's going to be Tompkinson who's going to go. I believe it'll be checking from behind, but Bill Fox is the man with the arm high as the extra attacker is on and Priest is at the bench. Fowler to Neufeld, far side, Favero, the shot, it bounces to James, and we'll get confirmation. It will be checking from behind against Zach Tompkinson.
Just a really bad penalty to take. As you mentioned, he got away with the first one. And with Bill Fox, one of the more veteran officials, of course, spent so many years in the NLL reffing, you're not going to get away with that. And Tompkinson only given a 2, which shocks me as well.
Yeah, unlike minor lacrosse, it is 2 minutes for checking from behind here. They could go to 5. They could even go 5 in a game if they so desired. Bill Fox electing for the minor penalty here. Again, it was the second bump that Coyle took right down on the crease. Tompkinson didn't like either call. I guess he was okay with the first non-call probably. As Critch shoots that one off a defender. Caputo has it back with 8 on the clock. Fires over the shoulder of Ray, who ducked out of the way. And Koger didn't realize he had it. Stood there for a while, not allowed Fowler to chip it away, but Barrie still regains possession thanks to Colin Boucher.
Good stick by Ray on that penalty kill to block that first outside shot. But as Niagara comes back down the floor this time, I've counted 6 outside shots now, only 1 of them working so far. So something's going to have to change on this man advantage.
We're in officials timeout territory now, 7 on the clock. Tim Edwards skips away from Fowler. Doesn't go for the over and back as Potter chases over to the restraining line. 8 on the clock now as Neufeld has it. Pardon me, I believe that's Baudouin who takes the shot. We had Dustin Gatt in the lineup. I believe they announced him before the game as a scratch. That opened the spot for Baudouin. Here's a ripping hard shot off the choke guard of Dinley from Potter. And another scramble and another offensive rebound here for Niagara. Fowler from Edwards. Potter around his back, goes to Baudouin. Fowler, how do you get that shot away? Dinley in position to get the shoulder on it and make the save. He's going to fire it down the floor. But as previously mentioned, we'll take the officials' timeout and we'll step aside. 1-0 Niagara. It's the battle for first place. You're watching Canadian Lacrosse League action on CLax TV1. Here's a look at the streets of Barrie outside the Barrie Molson Center. 8-0 win for the Barrie Colts last night over the Mississauga Steelheads. Home team down by 1 here today. 24 hours later. Actually, it's maybe 18 or so hours later. That was about a 7 o'clock start, I think, that one. Still 26 seconds on the penalty to Zach Tompkinson as we get set to start the back half of this first quarter. Matthew Carrick and Spencer Tanguay in for this one as Teeter's going to accept off the bench. Short-handed set here as that bounced away from Wiles. He had a nice pick up there as Edwards now into play D. Bit of a shovel shot comes from Wiles close to the over and back line now is Scott. Teeter gets it. We had a reset as now the clock is down to 15, probably for not doubling the ball, I believe, against Niagara. And the Niagara bench was arguing the over and back as they came outside the restraining line, which should have been called. And then another one was they tiptoe the half line, may not have gone over, but they make that call. To the far side, Brandon Slade assisted on the only goal so far of the game. And as they come back to the near wall, Fowler drops that. Now he's got a lane, goes around Teeter, tried to shovel it in the open side, and that hits the arm of Dinley. Into the corner, comes back for Brooker Muir now. Changing one on the fly is Niagara, a long way from home. That one shot into the stick of Dinley, shovels it away. Brooker Muir into the back of Johnny Ray. Right in front of our corner cam there. As Mike Teeter comes up over center now. Under 5 to play in quarter number 1. Cutting through, Brad Levitt can't hang on. So he was bearing down on Jay Priest. That'll give it for Jordan Robertson, and he's going to take a run down the far side of the floor. A lot of room now closed up as Daryl Robertson comes off the bench. Dumont gets a shot that goes well wide. 15 on the shot clock here. As Caputo stops and dances around. Oh, broken ankles there from Robertson. And that would have been a candidate for goal of the day or play of the day, as Donnelly makes the save on Caputo.
Well, Atwood, the head coach for Niagara, was saying on Friday he missed Caputo out as he was out of the lineup. And you just, reasons like this, when he's making people's ankles, just they need to go to the ER after a dance move like that. But definitely nice to have Phil Caputo back for Niagara.
Big bump there, and that is Dustin Gatt not confirming our speculation. We thought that he was a scratch. So we'll keep looking. Haven't seen Tainhouse yet today, though. As they go up for Tim Edwards. He drags the back foot, now goes over for Favero. Oh, a big collision in front between Boucher and Critch as the ball moves over for Arnold. Boucher now spies on Arnold. Back for Favero. Critch taking two Barrie players out of the way. Looks like Favero thought Critch was going to roll to the net. Now the double team down in the corner late in the shot clock. They do get the reset. As Barrie now going to come away with the ball though.
Got to see Barrie's offense here. They haven't really had a couple of good looks. Shots definitely in favor of Niagara here, as they've had the upper hand and a lot more agility in this game.
Dragged out by Caleb Wiles. Tim Edwards going to draw that assignment all day, it looks like. We picked him as our player to watch more for his offensive abilities. The rookie has been playing pretty good. Buffalo Bandits draft pick. But looks like we'll be watching him for another reason, as he's going to match up with Caleb Wiles on defense all day. Here's Wiles again. This time it's going to be Favero sliding over. Coming to give help is Jordan Houtby, as a bit of the turf comes up. Ball is right there, and it's still going to work free as Houtby picks up. Wiles got the stick up high on Favero, and he dropped. It was right in front of Bill Fox, and Caleb Wiles is going to go here. Now he gives a chop to Brooker Muir outside the restraining line. That's even a penalty in summer ball. Up top for Robertson. Jordan, that is, as Donnelly makes the save, and now Wiles is going to sit. And they'll call it interference. Could have gone maybe high stick as well, or illegal cross-check. Take your pick. It's all two.
Yeah, second straight penalty now for Barrie that's been undisciplined, and it's been like untimely penalties. They seem to start getting momentum going on offense. They got Donnelly keeping them in at any day of the week. You just can't do this all 60, and that's two in a row now in the first quarter.
I was the unraveling for Southwest on Friday, most of their season actually. Same thing for Oswego, and you see when it's a problem that keeps happening. We got one of those teams out of the playoffs, the other one confirmed is the fourth seed. These two teams fighting over first place. Spencer James high steps away from the feet of Phil Caputo. Now Caputo getting help as Jordan Robertson takes James into the corner on the double team. And they're going to win the ball away as Caputo gets it. Ball to the far side now as Niagara just slowly brings it up. They've already got 10 gone in their shot clock. Caputo down low for Fowler. All the way up top, quarterback man, Andrew Potter, Neufeld. Caputo shoots, and that's off the left leg of Donnelly and ends up as a souvenir. If Hayden hurries, he can get it. Our wireless camera operator, Hayden Grayson today. Andrew Potter in the corner. Here's Caputo again. Caputo pushed outside. There's 50 seconds remaining in the minor penalty to Wiles. Potter down low, cutting his Fowler. Oh, what a save from Donnelly. Came back to his left, as that was wide open. Here's Potter in the final minute now of quarter number one. Potter takes the shot. That one hits off Jeff Griffiths as Spencer James picks up the rebound. James is going to bomb it down, and that one an Arena Football League field goal as it hits off the mesh. And Jordan Robertson on the dead ball is going to get a slashing penalty. So 28 seconds of 4-on-4 lacrosse here as we've got a slash coming to Robertson. 47.8 on the clock remaining in quarter number one.
Well, you got to talk about Angus Donnelly here. Even if Robertson goes off for the slash, it could be 3-4 Niagara here easily. But Angus Dinelly is keeping this crowd enthused as we get a good look at the fantastic fan base and turnout here at the Barrie Molson Center, as it's now 4-on-4 with 38 to go in the game clock.
Far side, Scott trying to get away from Muir. Brooker Muir gets a pick there from Ross Smith. The skip shot off the back glass, up and out of play, and the trail official said it hit off Jay Priest as Bill Fox is watching that one go out of play. Shane Scott has it now. 25 seconds to go. They may hang on here, then it looks like they will. Barrie as they make the change. Caravello and Maudsley come on the floor, as does Caleb Wiles. 15 seconds left in quarter number 1. Shot clock a non-factor. Wiles over the shoulder. Teeter rips off the left shoulder of Priest. Drops down. Houtby the closest one. Had it bounce away from him a couple times as Teeter goes around. May have got up in the face mask as that one's launched down the floor. It gets in on Dinelly, but nothing more. One goal to speak of. We knew it was going to be a defensive and goaltending battle. Angus Dinelly, Jay Priest standing tall here. Jordan Critch with the only marker in that first period.
It was just one of those periods where you could think of, wow, there's not much you could change if you're both coaches here. You want to get more goals, but goals will come when you have the goaltending like that, supporting you all 60 minutes.
We're getting closer to the playoffs. Week 7 is concluding here at the Barrie Molson Center. We'll be back. How do we get to eat blizzards?
Wow, that is some promotion here at the Barrie Molson Center.
Brain freeze at the BMC. Let us know what you think the 3 stars of the game should be. Tweet us at JBI Video, at CLax League. Use the hashtag 3 stars. Goodness gracious, that was fun to watch. I want one now. Where's my ice cream?
Beautiful spring day too, so it's just a nice fitting afternoon for a nice DQ blizzard here at the BMC.
Dude, I was driving around with the sunroof open today. It's fantastic.
Nice drive, no traffic, no problems to get here either.
Face off in the second quarter. Reminder that Jordan Robertson remains in the penalty box. That time ticking down, 1 minute exactly left in it as we speak right now. Tompkinson collides in the corner. He draws the ball free. Ross Smith is going to push it back into the corner. Reaching out to play it was Angus Dinelly. Bench is calling for the back in, but it wasn't even close to the crease. As it's now going to be brought up over center by Shane Scott. Scott for Wiles here. 1-0 Niagara after that first period. The game was over last night in the NLL Toronto Rock game as Shane Scott plays that one nicely off the glass. Back for Caravello. The patience. Oh, and then Maudsley, the quick release. Opposite ends of the spectrum from both of those guys on the same play, and neither of them can come away with a goal. Straight down the middle, Brooker Muir, and then he hurdles over the crease and the Dinelly's arm that was reaching out. Joel Coyle picks up, steps over the restraining line, and this time they call the over and back correctly. 5 seconds now remains in the penalty as Teeter's hanging out in front of the penalty box. He now gets alerted to that as he brings it into the offensive zone. 5-on-5 here. on the blue turf as Caravello stops, gets away from Arnold, then faces Mitch Dumont. Caravello's going to bounce it to the far side now for Teeter. Oh, sidearm shot from way outside. How does that go in? Goodness gracious. I don't think it was deflected, but I don't think it went straight either.
No, that's a tough one for Jay Priest after how well he's been playing, as we'll get you another look. And don't underrate this goal either, though. It's just a quick release, sidearm underhand blast almost, that catches a bounce shot off the turf. Take a look. He may have had a screen. It's just, right at that right foot. And it's tough to see.
Joe Coyle was right on him, and goodness gracious, a sidearm there. Not much of a play. We've definitely seen better for our play of the game, but that is a fantastic shot and definitely a candidate at this point.
Goals are hard to come by in this one, so.
I was watching Stephen Keogh do that all night last night. Each shot he took, bounce shots, started 3 feet wide of the net and ended top corner.
Oh.
Every bounce shot. It was beautiful. I almost cried a couple times. It was that good.
Definitely a goalie's worst nightmare, especially with some of this turf. You never know what, it could catch an edge or catch a piece of tape and take a weird bounce.
Unfortunately for the Nighthawks last night, that was most of those bounces coming in warm-up.
They don't want to talk about that game.
We'll leave it alone as well. However, while we are on the NLL, shout out to Thomas Hogarth, former Durham Turf Dog, getting his first NLL goal last night.
It's good to see.
As Teeter now will go around the corner, shovel pass up top. Fowler had thoughts of breaking away, but Caravello thwarted that. And now his pass into the corner off the glass. Caravello go back for the over and back. Neufeld quickly into the corner, but no one with him to capitalize on the quick restart. They had a lot of Barrie Blizzard players jogging back there. Muir over the top. Stops and cuts back for Slade. Nice switch between Koger and Boucher there as it goes into the corner. Cutting through is Neufeld. Oh, he took a huge chop. Cross check, actually, as Caputo takes the shot. It's, I was going to say lost in the legs of Dinley, but he now finds it. Passes to the far side. Coming up over center is Darryl Robertson. Robertson into the corner. Goes wheels all the way around the world. Now he's going to go to his bench. And the ball works to the far side. Ducking away as Wiles comes up top and gets a moving pick in front. And Jeff Griffiths vehemently disagrees with. Slade on the ball, and he's got an open path to net. Tompkinson, the only one that sees him. The hit and the goal. And then the extra how do you do from Dinley.
Well, that's a quick whistle. They blew it in with Slade about, gotta be 30 feet from the half line. And when the call was deep in the Barrie end on a moving pick. So a fortunate break for Niagara, but then an absolute perfection of a goal. Through a hit and then right into Dinley. And now, as we'll get another look, watch Dinley. He's not a fan of the whistle for sure, and now he's got to battle the player coming right at him is Slade.
Oh, that right leg may have dragged a little bit as the Barrie bench is looking.
This penalty's going to be wiped out by the goal. White 21, check from behind, 2 minutes, wipes out.
Bill Fox with the explanation here.
And after the goal, the goalkeeper 44, Angus, is going to take 2 minutes roughing, and the goal scorer is number 22. So 2 minutes on the clock for number 44.
Yeah, Barrie's not going to like that either. It was a quick restart, but I mean they were on the ball and it was
for Barrie is Levick. In home is Levick for Barrie.
Nope, Mike Moz is going to get sent back here as we just confirmed that number 7 is listed as the in-home. Here's the moving pick call that started the whistle, and they send the ball the other way. Slade is going to run into this one just off camera here and restart it. I mean, it's at the line. It's right at the wall. They had possession of the ball, and we'll see. Hard to tell from the far end there. Ryan Harkness operating our corner cam tonight, where that right leg definitely dragged down before the ball hit the mesh. But the question is, was it over the line? as that was happening, and no way to tell, no challenge anyways. So it is now a 2-1 Niagara lead, and their Lock Monsters are back to the power play after the roughing call against Dyneley. Up top, Caputo took a bit off that, still gets it in between the legs of Dyneley as they keep looking 5-hole here.
Dyneley's going to have to settle in here and let that go by him. Let his emotions get the best of him for a minute, but he's got to get back into it as they get called for 10 seconds there. Not what Barrie needs.
And a couple Barrie defenders waiting for the whistle, and you could hear the screams from up here. Get back. They don't want to get beat on that again. Gillen was one of them that was just standing there looking at the ball before he turned and high-tailed it back into the defensive zone. Shoulder save now off Neufeld for Dyneley. As they pass up, oh, look out, Mohamed Urshad. Low bridge there. Jay Priest going for a run. Field style. Got up to the restraining line before passing off. Here comes Brian Neufeld. Oh, big hit on the far side. Gillen now looking to lay out Caputo. As Fowler picks up the pieces, gets the ball. Slade to Neufeld, to the crease for Favero. Fowler's cut down low. And it's going to be the paddle of, whoa, Dyneley reaching out for it. Gloved it back, and as he tried to get it in his stick, it rolled away. Caputo almost had a freebie.
Well, that one must have been listening to us in the first period as you see Barrie come in here. But Niagara's power play in the second quarter so far, a lot more ball movement, not as many shots coming from way out. And they're trying to open up some lanes by simply moving the ball rather than just shooting.
Teeter to the net. He's gone through the crease clearly and still manages to play it. Leaves for Fowler though. And just as the penalty expires, and it should be Levick. Nope, they did allow Maudsley to serve that penalty. Okay then.
After sending him back once, they sent him back again, but he still ended up going in. Unless Levick is injured. Could be seeking medical attention. I don't think so, though.
Here's Fowler. Shot comes from Coyle. That Dyneley makes the save. Over here now for Brooker Muir.
That shot actually caught Dyneley right in the kneecap underneath the pad. He immediately put his hand on his knee. Seems to be playing through the pain right now.
Yeah, you can see that shuffle is a little limp even in the shuffle as he goes cross crease here. We'll see if Niagara picks up on that. And Jordan Robertson has it up top. Although that slide over looked to be a little bit better as there's 5 on the clock now. Coyle up top. Stepping up is Ross Smith, and just as the horn sounds, Steph Curry-like from way outside through the legs of Dyneley, make it 3-1.
Well, there's that underhand shot again, and as you mentioned, with Dyneley kind of favoring his knee there, they really went right low on him, and it's a good look. Dying seconds on the shot clock, Coyle finds the open room and space, on the run too as well, takes a couple of shots there, and just pulls back, fires the trigger, and it beats him 5-hole.
Here's Gillen. He beats Baudouin at the face-off dot. Our thanks to everyone on social media who's checking in on the game and sending their love. We're going to get a substitution penalty here. Baudouin is now getting the explanation from Brian Neufeld, Matt Atwood, and anyone else who can get close enough to the ear hole. Baudouin, the in-home player, he'll go off and serve the penalties. So good chance for Barrie here. They're down by 2. 8-10, 8-11, pardon me.
Too many men. Okay, and 26 will be their in-home.
Okay, they're just changing the in-home for Barrie was the call there. Mike Maudsley will be that. Baudouin will be the in-home for Niagara, as clearly those weren't marked on the game sheet. Particulars now taken care of. Here's what we know of. Power play in favor of Barrie, about 30 seconds away from officials' timeout territory. Wiles trying the one-hand flip of the wrist. Interception is now Gat. Can't run into that long bomb pass. It was just a little too hot from Houpy. Shoveled forward by Scott. Into the half boards now for Caravello. Levick is on the floor. As Scott goes for Wilds, that huge head fake that he likes to throw. Back for Scott, that massive outside shot that he's fond of. Goes in as Priest makes the save. Priest now looking front door, and there must be a tailwind as that's the second one that sails long. This one out of the reach of Critch. He's going to give it to Wilds as he just jogs up over center as there's a couple changes being made here by Barrie. Niagara makes one as well as Dumont jogs back into the play. Here's Wilds. He's going to skip one off the carpet this time, off the backboards as well. Caravello to keep it alive. Levick, Wilds into the corner for Robertson. Levick shot that one off the back glass. It'll be over and back. Shot clock as well. Take your pick. End result, Niagara ball. Slade out the front door, quickly to it. Where have I seen this before?
Yeah. Barrie's back that time, though, at least.
No help for Slade as he was facing 2 or 3 jerseys, so waited to pick it up before the line change, until the line change could be completed by Niagara. 6.5 to play, still awaiting our officials' timeout. Niagara still man down here for the next 20 seconds. No double teaming the ball as Fowler's got it way outside. Matt Atwood wants the reset. Should have got one, will get one now as the shot comes in on Donnelly. And we've got a penalty here. Tyler Roach for high sticking way away from the play as it was him and Slade that were tangled up as they neared half or mid-floor. Roach is going to head off here with 8 seconds left in the bench minor that Baudouin is. And third time's a charm there for Roach. They've got the time up on the wrong side.
But nevertheless,
ahead by Neufeld.
Now they're going to fix it as they let the clock running the clock here at the Barrie Molson Center. But they are going to fix the penalty so that the penalty goes on the Barrie side. But nevertheless, as I was saying, it will be a Niagara power play.
Is that his penalty up on the top there?
There should have been 8 seconds, and as they said,
So who's got the 147?
Right here.
He just got that penalty, so we need to add 13 seconds back then.
It should have been, it was 6:19, so yeah, 13.
So we need to add 13, put that back to 2. How much did he have left?
should be 8 seconds, I believe.
Seven,
Of course, Mohammed Rashad can't hear me.
came off.
Okay.
That was some pretty good math right there. 147 on the penalty time. They knew 13 had run off, so they're going to make it 6:19. Still haven't taken the officials' timeout, though, as looks like they're going to hold for 19 or hold for 13 or whatever that number was. Here's what we do know. The score is 3-1. Oh, now the clock is reset. Goodness. This is more complicated than it should be.
Yeah,
Although I am glad I'm up here.
Now we'll see if they put the 8 seconds back on the minor penalty for Baudouin, who's serving for Niagara.
I think they're trying, but
Well, you could hear Baudouin saying, put 13 on my penalty, which would be adding 5 seconds more than they actually need to put up.
well, if 13 ran off, then
But there was only 8 in the power play.
yeah, so his expired and then
Right.
an extra 5. I don't know, 13 minus 8
We'll see what happens when he comes out.
equals X. Play is back on inside the Barrie Molson Center. Neufeld with it now. It is now a power play with 1 minute and 44 on the penalty clock. Neufeld to Favero, who's come off the bench. Baudouin straight out of the penalty box to the correct door this time. 5 on the clock. Oh, that one goes off the leg of Spencer James. Off the glass, though. Oh, quick shot from Potter. Oh, what a reaction there from Donnelly. Fowler gets tripped up. Look at Koger rumbling his way down the floor. Bench loving that from the big man. So here's Shane Scott now facing double team. Fowler and Muir in there for Niagara. As we got a bit of a stalemate going on. Now it's going to be a triple team as Neufeld comes in. He sees the back of the stick. A couple whacks on that. Again, this is Shane Scott in on the boards. as the Barrie fans and the bench appreciating the effort.
Yeah, that just killed about 40 seconds of that penalty from the time the 30 ran out and the time they got the ball deep in their own end. That's just a good individual effort by Barrie.
And for those kids who play hockey and switch to lacrosse, that's why you don't ice the ball here in this sport. Neufeld Robertson, looking top corner, just missed to the outside. This will be over and back. A slow whistle, delayed call. Now they're signaling they should be taking the officials' timeout. And didn't get the communication in time. That should be a reset. It goes up and outside, and now we've got whistles and the officials' timeout. 4:47 on the clock. Niagara leads by 2. Battle for first place here in week number 7, Canadian Lacrosse League. This is CLax TV. It's dance party time inside the Barrie Molson Center. Our 3 stars of the game, tweet us at JVI Video, hashtag 3 stars. And of course at CLax League on Twitter as well. Niagara leads Barrie 3-1. Final 5 minutes of the first half in what's been a very fast-paced, entertaining game. Couple penalties to go around. As there's a slash and a man falls. Arm goes high, and I think the turf has come up. Is the reason for the delay. White had the ball. White should keep here. Matt Atwood is saying it should be draw ball. And that's only if the ball gets stuck under there if it's loose. So this is the correct call. I'm not sure that they should be resetting the shot clock, though, as Shane Scott is pushed outside. Again, Tyler Roach still in the penalty box. And he was my pick, actually, to score the next Barrie Blizzard goal. Has it now. With 12 on the clock, cutting to the net. Oh, I thought I was going to win something. 10 on the shot clock. Roach pushed farther outside by Joel Coyle there. Up for Johnny Ray. That's about the second or third time a ball's popped out of the stick of Ray here today. May want to check the strings a little bit at halftime.
Well, Ray was the actual player who blocked Favero's outside blast in the opening quarter. But it was a good stick. Obviously nothing wrong with it, I don't think. But Ray was caught on his wrong side a couple of times also in this quarter too, which has not been what the Barrie Blizzard offense has ordered, as they've only been able to put up one past Jay Priest.
Caputo from outside, that may have hit the post. May have heard that distinctive sound. This one's been a goaltender's battle. 2-on-1 though. Far side, Caleb Wild's huge head fake, over the top, diving scores. Oh boy, mark that one, Alex. We may have to see that one again at the end of the game.
Well, that is just absolutely perfection. The individual effort and the individual talent to be able to pull off that goal. As you get a look at the goal scorer right there, Caleb Wiles is the Blizzard's next goal scorer. Watch it here again. 2-on-1, that turns into a 2-on-2, but he takes his man and goes right up and over top of Jay Priest, diving across through the crease.
Is that a plank? Did he plank at the end? I didn't know that was still a thing.
It's a nice celly, I'll tell you that right now.
Goodness. What a goal from Caleb Wiles. Second straight unassisted goal for Barrie here on the day they trail by 1. As Caputo now tries to go to the cage. And they get close to Donnelly as well. Pardon me, that's not Caputo. That was John Arnold. Sorry. As Gillen, with those powder blue sneakers, is going to bounce it over to the near side. Caravello now to the corner. As Robertson has it, he's looking for a lane. Likes to go to the far side. You had Teeter in the pool, I had Roach. And it ended up being Caleb Wiles in a beautiful way. Candidate for our play of the game. Here's Teeter. Sub shot that Priest had to go down. And Get as now stepping up is Caleb Wiles. Dumont overran it. And that'll be a reset here for Barrie. 2:14 remains in the first half. James cutting to the net, and he can't hang on with Dumont on him. As it rolls in for Priest.
Atmosphere of the building here makes it almost feel like a championship game, like it was back in March. Who mentioned this game was for first place? The fans definitely showing their love for this Barrie Blizzard.
Donnelly makes the initial save off the shot, and it rolls wide into the corner. As here's Muir. He's gonna rip one. Oh, it's in underneath Donnelly somewhere. As he had to do the full backwards sprawl to get underneath that, and now he ups for Gillen. 2 Barrie Blizzard goals, both of them candidates for play of the game.
Well, that's what happens when you get 2 goaltenders like this that are definitely candidates for goalie of the year in a game where first place is on the line.
Here's Shane Scott. He's gonna bounce it for Caravello. Caravello has slayed, overrun him. Back for Scott in the corner. Caravello may have been better suited to take that shot, and as I say that, Scott rips one of his own. Looked like that was gonna go way into the corner. It actually hits off the far post. Scott again. This one goes high on Priest, and he's going to cover up. And we're going to have a timeout here as Priest is down to one knee, flips the helmet off.
Yeah, Priest took that one high and caught him right under the throat guard. But that is definitely the hardest spot to stop for a goaltender. But he's going to be all right. He's going to shake it off. Danko's their backup this afternoon. But he may even go grab some water, and that's about it. But Neil McDonald's just going to flip him the ball, and he'll just fight through the pain, just like Donnelly did in the opening quarter.
50 seconds now as they come over center. 23 on the shot clock as Caputo's got it in the corner. Priest remains in the cage for now as Caputo gets sent aside by James. Up for Coyle. Coyle in the corner. Potter, a couple underhand plays there as Fowler ended up with the shot. Donnelly, on the follow through. Low blows Caputo. Got it up for James. Into the corner, Levick. Levick gets it back again on the crease. Koger tries to go over the top, and it's a beautiful stick save made by Priest. Out of play though. 20 seconds on the clock. Barrie's going to take timeout here. 19 and a half on the clock. Barrie trails by 1. It's 3-2 as Barrie will take their timeout.
This one could be easily 3-3, maybe even 4-3 with 19.52 to go. This is where Barrie needs to really drop their last play and get into the half tied as we take another look here.
$19 and a half to go. All right, let's redo the pool then. They're going to send 6.
Yes.
You can pick 1. Actually, I'll let you pick 2.
Well,
you pick 2, and then I'll pick 2.
You'll definitely see Wiles.
And then
with
it'll
Teeter.
be one of the other 2 that scores.
All right. So you'll definitely see Wiles with Teeter out there, of course. Roche probably on the floor. I'm not sure who'll play the quarterback position.
I got Scott and Caravello on this side. Levick looks like he's on the floor.
If Scott's going to score, it's going to be an outside blast. He just had a couple that rang off the post, and he kind of caught Jay Priest up at high. I'm going to go with Maudsley and Wiles. Wiles maybe a crease dive once again.
You like the righties?
I do like my righties.
Well, I like the outside shots. I'm picking Scott and Teeter then. I got one. Sorry, you got two lefties. I got one lefty, one righty. So, folks, you'd probably be wise to go with Caravello and Levitt because those are the other two.
Yeah.
As we've picked our two. And we'll see. 19 on the clock. They'll wait probably 12 seconds here. Again, with Donnelly on the bench. Shane Scott right close to that Barrie Blizzard logo. Now works it into the corner. Caravello is slid over there. 5 seconds to go. Sidearm shot. That was Teeter. Gets in for Priest. The shovel shot. They score. And we will be tied up. I didn't quite see who it was.
Smart play by Caleb Wiles as he went behind the net just trying to look for that rebound as the outside blast caught a piece of Jay Priest and squeaked through him, almost went in. Priest had to get that one away from the goal line, but when he did, it went right to Caleb Wiles, who's on the doorstep. As watch behind the net, this is where the goal really happens. The outside shot is stopped, squeaks through him. Now watch Wiles here, throws it off of Jay Priest and in the net. So it's a goal.
He knows if he tries the dive, he's going to be in the crease.
Right.
Then he gets absolutely mugged by John Arnold. Goodness gracious me, Caleb Wiles. 3 goals, all unassisted in the first half for the Barrie Blizzard. 2 for Caleb Wiles, 1 where he gets twisted like Gumby. And another one that was just beautiful. Great shot from Teeter, Brandon Slade, Joel Coyle, and Jordan Critch for Niagara. Why not? Tied in the standings most of the way through the season. Tied after the first half in the battle for first place here at the Barrie Molson Center. Back inside the Barrie Molson Center. Second half action about to get underway. Teams are on the floor. It's a 3-3 score. As we said on our way out, these two teams through 8 games tied in the standings, tied after 30 minutes here as well. This is the battle for first place as we start to head down the stretch. Remember, Barrie Blizzard, the only team out of the 3 in that tie who can control their own destiny with 2 wins. Which goalie recorded the first win in CLax regular season league history? Not in the exhibition games, actual recorded league game. Which goalie recorded the first ever win in CLax history? They're trying to figure it out down on the bench. I see them pointing at a few people down there on both benches. See the fans trying to figure it out. Tweet us at JBI Video, at CLax League. Hashtag CLax Trivia. You don't know it, do you?
I'm stumped by this one right now. Give me a couple minutes. But I will try to figure this one out as the teams are back 5 out of 5 here at the Barrie Molson Center.
Do you want a clue?
Yeah, actually.
Too bad.
Good old director Alex Razzo.
Here's Fowler outside Joel Coyle. The one time I'll listen to him all day. He said no, so I got to go with him. Here's Robertson. Robertson's going to cut to the middle now. Took a huge bump from Tompkinson. May have hit him a little high. Now he's going to get run over by his teammate there. Tompkinson checking on Robertson. Tompkinson may have got himself a bit of penalty there, but actually held up a little bit and put his arms in the air. I think if they followed through, that may have been high sticking. But we do remain 5 on 5 as Maudsley starts to chase into the corner after this loose ball. Ryan Neufeld, almost said Kyle. But it was Ryan chasing after that. It bounced back for Spencer James, though. Caravello, oh, Wiles. Is that Wiles? I don't believe so. That may be Ross Smith trying the backhand shovel shot, looking to make it 4 highlight reel goals on the day for Barrie Blizzard. John Arnold rips a shot. Spencer James stepped up to deliver the hit right after that shot went wide, they're going to say. 5 on the clock. Through the middle, the shot and a goal. Nico Baudouin.
That is pretty much the exact same goal he scored Friday night to open the scoring for the Niagara Lock Monsters. Other side of the floor, though, but it's just an underhand shot that beats the netminder at his hand. Donnelly went down and tried to cut down the angle because it was going low. As you get a look here, just beats him right low on the hand.
Wow.
And that's just a good, that ball had vision. That's a good shot.
I was going to say, that's a nice shot. That's a good look at it, too, from the far end. Again, Ryan Harkness down there. Gary Morrison, our wide follow camera operator. That's our JVI Sports Network crew here this afternoon. Down the far side, Rob Koger. He stops and passes for Mike Gillen. Still got the draw team out there as Shane Scott into the corner for Colin Boucher. Boucher, as Scott sets the pick for him. Usually that'd be the other way around. Koger goes around the corner, close to the crease, spins and fires. That one looking low, 5-hole on Priest. Sends that one aside, and again, a long bomb pass. Priest, this time trying to spring Arnold, dialing out of the cage. Gets there first, up for Gillen at center.
It's been a problem for Niagara with Priest, trying to move the ball a little too quick, settling it down maybe, as now that pass, their third errant pass of today's game on transition.
Here comes Levick. Teeter. Roach stepped into the middle and eluded him as it rolled into the corner in front of the crease, where Priest is going to smother that one up. I'm telling you, man, it's a tailwind. Been a lot of long bomb passes that have gone long, too long here for the Niagara Lock Monsters in this game. Neufeld up top. Brooker Muir dances away. A strip there from Levick. Muir's going to regain possession, though. Bounces off a check from Caravello. Gets to the net, takes a shot, and Donnelly makes a save for the reset, and Roach is going to come away with the defensive rebound. Shane Scott. Darryl Robertson follows him out the front door. In for Levick in the corner. Wiles the last man out the door. As it comes up here for Neufeld. Neufeld. Far side shot and a goal as the trailer came in.
That is another goal that Niagara's going to want to keep and take another look at on the highlight reel. As Niagara comes in and takes a 2-0 lead here in the second half and makes it 5-3 in today's game. As I thought I was going to mention that the second half may be a little bit like the first, but take another look at this Niagara second of the half as they get the ball quickly to Neufeld, who's streaking in and scores over the left shoulder of Angus Donnelly.
Headset.
So 11:30 to go, 5-3 now for the visiting Niagara Lock Monsters.
Big scrum here looking for the possession off the face-off, 5-3. It's the score like you said. As Niagara's come out firing here. Critch has it up top now. Into the corner, Favero. He rolls over the top, gets around Belcher, takes the shot, and he hits the near post. This one goes up high into the stands. It's bouncing around in the suite area. As the Lock Monsters will make changes after getting that possession. We played 4 minutes already in this second half. As Favero gets it from the wall. Beats the first couple defenders. That shot goes high. I remember John Cheeseborough wore the GoPro last year in that net to our right. He said during the daytime, especially when there's been some snow or whatever, as you look out at those left-handed shooters, you're looking straight through the back window, and the sun and the glare just comes straight through right where the release point is on that shot.
Yeah, there's not too many arenas like that where you're going to have glare problems in this league. As, of course, Southwest, one of the darkest buildings, and there's a big save by Priest. But the Barrie Molson Center, a nice facility that could really cause some problems, especially at the end you were mentioning.
Of course, normally home to the Barrie Colts, who play a lot of evening games, so they wouldn't have that issue. And I think home bench is this one anyways, is it not?
It is, yep.
So first and third would be home side in the net to our left, maybe designed specifically for that purpose. Here's Neufeld. That one rings off the face of Donnelly and goes way high out of play. Drops back down in the carpet, though, right in front of Caputo, so he'll restart here.
Starting to see similarities to last week's meeting in the 11-10 decision. As Niagara comes in, what a goal by Brooker Muir.
Starts with a big fake, and part of the biggest fake is the fact that you don't think Brooker Muir is going to be the guy to come in and take that shot.
58 from 92.
Muir, of course, who was recently signed by the New England Black Wolves back on their roster, went to their training camp, had a great training camp, one of their last and toughest decisions to cut. But he's showing them why he wants to play there with a nice goal like that. Did that in junior in St. Catharines and Welland, and even Brampton when he played for the Excelsiors.
Shane Scott going around Baudouin there. You can see a couple of defenders having a bit of a conversation as the lane opened, wide open, as I think it was the other defender who actually slid down in the corner. Didn't catch any of those numbers, but here's Ross Smith chasing Neufeld. Now goes after the ball carrier as Coyle comes over the top. Far side, Fowler dancing around. In front, here's Neufeld. That one skips in front of Donnelly, goes up off the back glass. Caputo trying to reach up and getting to the top of the pile first is Zach Tompkinson, our player to watch in transition. And what's happened here?
Bench
our
penalty.
Technical officials got a substitution penalty. Spencer James is going to go discuss. But it'll be Mike Maudsley, as we now know is the in-home player, will go over to serve it.
Well, they're discussing is if the Barrie the Barrie player was released from the O-door early as they were transitioning up the floor. No one knew where the ball was after it went off the back glass and in the air. So it almost as if they were getting away with it because everyone was still looking in the DN. But the change was early, and the technical referee at half did see it, which is why Maudsley is going to go to the box.
I think we caught what Maudsley thinks of that penalty call. Now Bill Fox will go over and explain as I think this is because Levick went over to serve. Maudsley was going out to kill the penalty. And remember back to that Dinley penalty, Levick didn't go and serve the in-home, or didn't serve the goalie penalty, so they named 26 as the in-home. And then when Levick, who was initially the in-home, went, they have to keep reverting back to the same number. That's why Maudsley is still in there. And I think Barrie's trying to sneak Levick back in to serve this one. Not sure who's at fault there, but here is that game we saw last Saturday at the Meridian Center, 11-10. Barrie Blizzard win, which means Niagara needs to get one here to win that tie-breaking procedure.
While this game started to pick up some of the trades from last week's game, Niagara at times on offense really moved the ball nicely and utilized the full 30. But other times, like we saw Brooker-Mere, just they took it to the net hard. And when they did, their offense started to really click, and they really controlled the game at their pace rather than play at Barrie's pace. And when Niagara really moves the ball and can really pick up their speed, that's when they really click. And that's when Dinley has trouble following left to right. And we just saw it very clear as Brooker-Mere put it past him on the far side.
So let's put a cap on the in-home situation as Levick is being allowed to serve the bench minor. Mike Maudsley and Brad MacArthur in conversation on their bench. It is a power play for Niagara now. They lead by 3. All 3 of those leading goals in the period here. Dinley comes over, and I think that's just a missed shot as opposed to a good save from Dinley. Wide open cage, missed there for Neufeld.
Goaltender's going to call that a great save no matter what. But yeah, he had all the right side, short side to shoot at.
Here's Caputo. Favero trying the quick stick. Couldn't get it in the stick. This is Caputo now. Here, Sori up top. That takes a wide shot. Neufeld, gets run over by Boucher. Then that'll be a loose ball foul on the back. Boucher doesn't like the call. He's going straight for Neil McDonald.
I'm sorry, but that looked high up here. That went right neck area.
Yeah. I thought that was going to be a penalty call. I think Boucher's lucky it's just the interference. And then Caputo, this one, no, Caputo's down, and there is no penalty coming. As he's trying to pick up the pieces, he came through the middle. He got laid out by Boucher again. I think he's the guy getting the fist bumps, either him or Koger. Either way, those are 2 big bodies laying the hit and a big one receiving it as well, as Caputo's still down.
Well, this could be a big loss for Niagara if Caputo cannot get back up and shake this off. They played without Caputo on Friday night as we take a look at Caputo getting up from the floor here. What a season he's had, though. 12 goals, 9 assists for 21 already. But they were without him on Friday night. They put up 16. But he really utilizes that offense, and he keeps the O going for Niagara. Heart and soul player, Phil Caputo. And he's going right down the tunnel to the locker room, so we'll keep it updated.
A well-watched replay here as both benches have their eyes to the sky. Holy. Boucher gets away with 2 in the span of about 3 minutes.
Yeah, the first one, it looked like was more obvious as there was only him going against Caputo, but this time 3 Barrie Blizzard right on Caputo with Boucher laying the hit. That sends Caputo to the locker room early.
Caputo did go down the tunnel. He did not look like a player that's going to be returning anytime soon, but we will keep our eyes out for number 19 and purple. Barrie killing a penalty here, so Houghby and Coyle will double team the ball as it's on the far side. Big collision there as I think that's Tompkinson falls. Houghby goes down the far side now. Fowler and Slade, first 2 out the door. Now Tim Edwards and Neufeld and Favero awaiting the last change, so that'll be the top power play unit. Comes out here in officials' timeout territory in quarter number 3. Neufeld fakes the shot, goes to the crease. Far side now. This is Edwards circling around. Favero, that sounded like it was late, but they get the reset as Neufeld gets it back in his stick. Penalty box door opens. Brad Levick back on the floor. Jordan Robertson on for Niagara. Here's Slade. Rips a shot into the logo in the chest of Dinley. He's going to save and trying to release his man, which was Mike Teeter, and that one just swings a bit long. As this late in the season, those passes usually connect. Not sure what's happening here in the building this afternoon. Seen it on both ends now. Ball to the far side. Our player to watch, Tim Edwards. Passes for Jordan Critch. Oh, way high on the three-quarter shot. Critch is going to get it back, though. Facing a wall of white. Thought maybe Fowler would have kept there as Levick's on him. Another wild shot. Just trying to beat the 30 at this point. And we're down to 6:14. And still not taking the officials' timeout. They'll whistle the ball in front of the Barrie bench. As Levick dances away from Dumont. Pick comes from Wild. Johnny Ray off the bench now. Into the corner, Caravello. No Shane Scott on this set as they got Tyler Roach on that side with Wiles. Roach gets the flip pass, takes it in, and Priest is able to corral it. That hit a little bit of Roach, took the momentum off the ball, and Wiles capitalizes.
Well, that play started right when Priest made the original save. Priest, being the very quick thinker goalie that he is, tried to move the ball, but instead of taking that quick step and quick think, he decided to go right through the stick instead of stepping behind his net, and that caused that turnover. As we'll see if we can get a look at it. There's the turnover that was caused by Priest, and then an underhand blast. Priest, though, well out of his net, just got beat between the wickets. 6-4 now for Niagara, where Barrie's defense is really starting to click and come together here, and now they've put one on the board of their own.
9 from 66 was the call. There is neither a 9 nor a 66 on the Barrie roster. Oh, what a goal back the other way. Replay that Wiles one from earlier as Shane Scott now comes in on the line and dunks it over top of Priest. Anything you can do, I can do better.
That is
3 from 27.
That is one of the goal candidates of the year for sure, and maybe the play of the game this afternoon. Take another look. Shane Scott, a quick release fake up and over top of Jay Priest, who is just hoping he gets a shoulder on it, but he's a couple feet outside of that goal line, which opens up that space.
Someone was quick off the line. We've got 5.5 to play here in the quarter. Again, waiting the officials' timeout, but I don't know. I still like that one to end the period from Wiles. We've got a penalty coming here. Both officials with their arms high as Priest makes the long run. Neufeld will be the extra attacker. Here's Slade. He's got Edwards up top. They play catch here for a little bit. Hard up check here by Scott. Boucher tied up with, looks like Dustin Gatt in front of the crease. I think that's where the penalty's coming, as now Boucher and Dustin Gatt. There's a size difference if I ever saw one. Have a conversation with each other. We'll sort out the penalty and be back with the final 5 minutes of the third quarter. Niagara has led most of the day. They lead by 1 now. It's the battle for first place and the conclusion of Week 7 here in the Canadian Lacrosse League. Penalty was to Colin Boucher for an off-ball slash. That sends Niagara back to the power play here. Favero has it now, 15 in the shot clock. Favero catches Donnelly down low and goes top corner, 16 seconds in.
Nice shot by Brad Favero, as he caught Angus Donnelly sidestepping to his right. With that, though, that's just a great release by Brad Favero. Nothing
15,
against Donnelly.
16.
As you hear, Corey Fowler gets the lone assist on the goal. As we'll get you another look at Favero. Almost a one-timer. Gets the release and pass from Fowler. Here it is. One step and just right over the right shoulder.
And you can see on that replay all the moving he's doing off ball. He's just trying to get into a shooting lane, knowing that he's going to be the one-timer shot that he comes away with. Great power play work there from Niagara. They're starting to look more and more like that championship team from a few years ago. Edwards flips it into the corner, trying to see if it is Jordan Houtby, so still no Caputo as of yet. As Slade sends a bouncer in behind Donnelly. Niagara pouring it on. Looked like Barrie was going to come back. What is it about this building and Barrie comebacks? But Niagara pulling away again.
Well, with an 8-5 lead now, with 4 and change left to go in the third.
22-25.
We'll watch Slade here bury this one short side. Not much of an angle there, really. Just a quick release that fooled Angus Donnelly. Didn't really bite, didn't move on it. Just watched it go right to the left of his left foot. And that's the 8th one for Niagara now. Barrie's got to be careful here. Can't let it slip out of their reach.
Gillen early that time. 4 minutes to play in quarter number 3. 3-goal lead now for Niagara as they have the ball again. Hard pass all the way up top, backing away from coverage is Caputo, who is back on the floor. It comes for Coyle. Coyle, Favero, he streaks down the far side. A nice slide over by Ross Smith. Caputo gets it back, and crouching down is Donnelly. He's there to make the save. Donnelly overlooks Koger, goes for Levick, and he can't hang on. Finally, we get one on the button, and the recipient drops it.
Good look by Donnelly, excuse me.
It was. And if Levick picks that up, he's got a clear path. Here's Baudouin. In front, Critch. He can't hang on, so it drops in front of Gillen. We'll pick up Baudouin coming hard as, big collision right in front of the penalty box as Baudouin and I think John Arnold. Arnold got the chin strap loose here, and I don't think any official has seen it yet. Arnold passes off, and now he'll head off to fix that. As Houtby will play back for Dustin Gatt. Gatt for Brooker Muir. His shot goes wide off the backboards. Playing it off the carom. Shane Scott looking to do the same thing as he did before. Taken down hard by Brooker Muir. And he's going to go here for checking from behind. Doesn't like the penalty, neither does the bench. But Barrie will definitely take it with 2:40 to play in quarter number 3.
Well, yeah, Edwards is going to head off here. Brooker Muir did a good job to step in front of the streaking Blizzard player, picking up the rebound from Muir's shot. But Edwards just a little too aggressive coming in. The player was already falling down to the ground from Muir. As we'll get another look, maybe Edwards threw him to the ground pretty much just by jumping on his back almost. And that's why he's off for 2, checking from behind.
This is our player to watch today, and I thought it was Brooker Muir on the hit. So maybe they've just picked the wrong guy, or if there was something else involved there. Up top, here's Wiles. Wiles looking for Scott. It's going to be a bounce pass. Dumont spying him, a couple fakes. Now Teeter with a couple fakes. Wiles the same, tries to bounce that one in. It hits the inside of the foot on Joel Coyle, as he's basically on one sole right now, as he's going to now hobble his way to the bench, as it's going to be picked up by Muir. Muir, front door. Nobody sees Robertson. Robertson has Donnelly at his mercy, and he scores.
Well, give credit to Coyle where credit is due. Soaked that shot like he wanted this one. True champion.
6 from 5'8", 6 from 58.
He's not going to get an assist on the goal, but he definitely deserves it, and his teammates are going to thank him for it.
Was he the first guy to the bench?
He could have been. definitely
wow.
was hobbling quick.
On that look, though, it looked like they may have been early as we see top of the helmet go, but I don't know who it was that took off. It's definitely a good play. So Johnny Ray wanted something changed in the set from Baudouin and then had no interest in drawing the ball back. No interference call there against Ray as Barrie wins the draw. Tompkinson will pass off for Wiles. Hidden ball trick. Not a very good one, though, as Wiles keeps. Wiles in the corner for Teeter. Wiles, Teeter again. This shot hits something on its way, took all the momentum off it. Easy save for Priest, but a reset for Barrie as Caravello gets it back. There's Wiles. Wiles over for Teeter. Lots of room to shoot off the bottom of the crossbar and bounces out. In stride, John Arnold runs into it. He's going to beat Teeter, and then Wiles the slide over. Left his man to go and play the hit. No one knows where the ball is. As it got caught up in the glove of Dinley. It looked like another transition goal on the shorthanded look. This is going to be the one off the crossbar and straight out. Off the most recent shot. Here's Scott. Levick up top. Scott again shoots over a crowd, and the patented pirouette from Priest. I haven't seen that in a long time. He looks for Dumont on the outside. Scott was back there as well. He picks up. Shortstop save from Levick. We go all even, as you hear. As the sidearm shot there from Teeter. Wiles plays it off the boards. Houtby, couple whacks for him. Now Coyle gets another one. Coyle's got a wide open path here, and now Ross Smith falls to take away the 2-on-1. Wiles back hard on Coyle. They both fall in the corner, and the ball dislodged as there's 15 on the game clock. Shot clock a non-factor as Brooker Muir has it now. Muir and Wiles back at each other again. Muir with 5 on the clock takes the shot. Dinley the save. Robertson in front. Dinley another save. Oh boy, at the buzzer. And Wiles and Robertson, they're going to mix it up now as Caravello's involved. As a couple players faked like they were going to jog in. A face mask draw. We're going to keep you right here until this settles down. Robertson and Wiles have been separated. Ross Smith looked like he was going to get involved. As we've got some action at the Barrie Molson Center. Niagara leads by 4. It is last call when we come back. (9-5) in favor of Niagara. Final 15. It is last call inside the Barrie Molson Center. We've just got this stat handed to us. The shots are 50-31 in favor of Niagara. We've still got 15 to play as they continue to pepper Angus Dinley here this afternoon. Again, this is the battle for first place. Final game between these two this season. As Neufeld comes off the wall. Our final game of the year will come here next week. Durham Turf Dogs in town. Delayed penalty as Priest runs to the bench. Teams have switched sides here. Dinley mans the net to our left. As a couple players get up slowly out of the corner now. Here's Caputo. Up top for Robertson now. He was involved in that exchange at the end of the third quarter. No penalties came of that, as they just sent everyone on their way. There's the shot from Robertson off the glass. It eludes Fowler. Here's Caputo, no reset. As there's 5 on the clock, Caputo doesn't realize, now he does. Sends it wide, another chance as Coyle picked up right in front. And it'll be a roughing call, and I think Johnny Ray's going here.
Yeah, it seemed Barrie lost interest there quite early on that defensive side of the ball there. Niagara able to get a couple shots off as we see Johnny Ray go off for that minor penalty to start the fourth quarter. But immediately when Niagara had possession, very easily allowed to move the ball around, whereas in the first three quarters, Barrie was much more aggressive deep in their own end. But we'll see what happens now as Robertson starts the quarterback position of the power play.
Here's Favero to Robertson. Fowler back to Favero. It eludes him as it was a bit of a low pass. Hooked a bit for Fowler. Neufeld comes to help out to Caputo down low. Closing in on 10 on the shot clock as Fowler, he can't accept that pass as it rolls away from both Caputo and Spencer James. Dinley gets it, sends it to the restraining line, and Tompkinson will go for a bit of a run. Trying to get around Favero. Now he'll try and beat Robertson, chase the shot. That's why he's our player to watch for his transition explosiveness. Just couldn't capitalize there as Priest is having another solid game. Neufeld. Fowler with 50 shots on him through three quarters. So's Angus Dinley. Favero, Robertson. Fake the pass. Now goes to Caputo for real. As Caputo, pardon me, John Arnold. And then Daryl Robertson matched up. Shot comes from up top. Dinley matches that one, makes the save. Spencer James, a nice pick there. Back it comes for Robertson. He beats his 12 counterpart. Bit of a slide through, a bit of contact there with Priest. No one has anything to say about that as Niagara and Barrie will both change one player aside.
Good transition for Barrie to get the ball quickly and an excellent scoring chance, but Priest shoves off the man and the shooter, and now he outlet passes to the west side.
Big collision there between Fowler and Slade as they both went hard on Teeter, knocked the ball free. Slade, ball carrier now down the far side. Fowler over the restraining line, up for Critch. Jordan Critch for Fowler. They play catch a couple times, that one off the stick of Griffiths before it could hit the net. Up for Critch again with 6 on the clock. Dinley with the save, it bounces straight. I believe that's Fowler who gets taken down as he's got the stick tied up of, not sure who the defender is as we go back to 5-on-5. It's Ross Smith. Him and Fowler continue their battle down there as Edwards has the ball, sends it up top. Now Daryl Robertson over to help out on Fowler as Slade works into the corner far side. Critch takes that shot off a body in front, rolls into the corner, eludes both 16s, Griffiths and Fowler. And as Smith got there to touch up, Fowler arrived on scene. Nothing more will come of that as the shot clock expires and Smith to the far side, Fowler to his own bench. Here comes Levick. This building has shown us some good comebacks of late as Levick tries the diving attempt. Does Barrie have another one in them?
Well, they're definitely going to have to start shooting the ball here. They've done a really good job of setting up on offense when they get the chances. Nice save coming from Angus Dinley, but Dinley can stretch the floor. They got to start using his outlet passes and stretching the floor a little bit quicker now as we're almost under 10 minutes to go in the fourth.
He's making a lot more saves, looking a lot more comfortable. And I do wonder if that little sun patch and the glare had anything to do with what happened in those middle two periods when he was down in the net to our right, and if it'll affect Priest, as it did. Stick goes high a couple times on Tompkinson. He popped the head up, make sure the official saw it, and he gets up off the floor. Then takes a shot off the cup, it looked like.
You might as well kick him when he's down. That is
from his teammate. This A rough shift for Tompkinson. Stays on the floor, though. Goes back to play D. Our player to watch, tough as nails. Down there is Zach Tompkinson. Big collision there. Looked like maybe knee on knee between Favero, and getting up real slowly is Tyler Roach. As Roach made like he was going to send a big whack on Robertson. Boucher does take a few, as right in on the doorstep is Baudouin, right at the horn. Donnelly makes the save to reset the clock. Roach is still out there, as is Favero. They're making one change to get Fowler on in favor of Slade, as Fowler quickly sends it to Dumont, who came out of the corner. Up top here, shot from Baudouin, blocked in front. Roach and Favero, the two that collided earlier, they're jousting over on the corner of the crease. And now, nose to nose, Roach is going to chase Favero up the floor. As they get to center, he'll peel off and come for a change, though.
Well, Roach needed to get off the floor. He was in pain, and he still is. He's going to seek a couple of ice bags maybe while he's on the bench. We'll keep an eye on him. Just wanted to get a few words in before they went up the floor.
Griffiths took a chop that he didn't like from Fowler as they go after each other. Couple individual battles that are starting to boil over here as we're in the final 9 minutes of regulation time. Pulled out by Barrie. Jeff Griffiths bring it to the outside. That resets the shot clock. Favero was the guy that tangled with Roach there. He's got the stick on the knees as he doubles over, and now finally he'll get a chance to come to the bench. Not sure if it's a breather or ice that he needs, but whatever it is, he'll get it as he comes off now. Ball to the far side. Bench wants a moving pick call for Barrie. Houtby had to double clutch, and that gave Donnelly the chance to come over.
Behind the play.
Caleb Wiles right in the face of Neil McDonald. Spencer James, I think, saved his teammate a save, as now Priest gets filled in. Crease violation against Ross Smith. I don't think there was any attempt. The ball wasn't even close.
No, the
I'm
best.
not sure what happened there.
Well, the best thing Niagara's going to need right now is that official's timeout, which is coming up. Got to settle down and don't get into any penalty trouble. This fourth quarter is really starting to pick up intensity and get aggressive now.
Fowler just got chopped down by Ross Smith with no call as Coyle took the shot. Donnelly the save. Oh my goodness, Fowler over the shoulder. Donnelly wasn't ready, but he still managed to get the gear on it.
That would have been huge for Fowler. Hadn't really been shining on the score sheet and for the stats in the last 3 games. A couple of games ago when they played Durham at home, he had a great game, named one of the JVI 3 stars, but this afternoon just hasn't been able to find his groove.
Wiles off the corner in the last second chop from Arnold. He wanted a crease violation, but I don't think the ball was in the vicinity. As here, Teeter takes a wide shot, has to hurry to beat the shot clock, can't do it as it rolls past Priest. We are in the back half of the quarter, and the bench telling the officials they need to take the officials' timeout. As you called it, Niagara wants the break. They'll get it. We'll do the same. 7.5 to play. Niagara leads by 4. Back inside the Barrie Molson Center. Final stretch drive here for both these teams now. 9-5 lead in favor of the Niagara Lock Monsters. Send us your 3 stars at JVI Video. Use the hashtag 3 stars. Still looking for our trivia answer as well. That's hashtag CLax Trivia.
That is still getting me. I'm still trying to figure out who it could possibly be.
It's a good one.
As I'm trying to think who even played in the original first ever CLax game.
Here's your hint, Jack Armstrong. He is in the building.
Okay.
You got it now?
Not yet. Not officially, but that narrows my choices down.
Teeter. Oh, the bounce shot went up over top of Priest off the back glass, and it's going to go for the over and back violation. As Teeter back into the corner to play for it. John Arnold to get there first. Neil, what? I thought you were pointing at Neil Roberts, the goaltender. Then I looked down and Rance Vigneault on the bench. Neil Roberts listed as the third. John Arnold nearly got away with a quick restart there as here comes Tim Edwards spinning away. Here's the shot and a goal that gets through the legs of Donnelly. Make it 10 on the day for Niagara.
Yeah, this one is pretty much getting to the point where Niagara seems to be very comfortable, and that's why I think they needed that break.
Yeah, 58 from 66.
Regroup. Atwood's a great coach, and he knows when his team needs that breather. As we take another look from Brooker Muir, his second this afternoon. It's an outside shot that beats Donnelly between the legs and make that 5 unanswered goals now for the Niagara Lock Monsters here at the Barrie Molson.
Picked up by Scott. He's on his wrong side, though, off the face-off. It's go time for Barrie. 6 minutes remain. As there's a collision there in front of the penalty box.
Well, they got it to Fowler here on the near side, and he'd like to add to this scoring total and put one for his confidence as well and for Niagara as he sets a real hard seal.
Batted back by a diving Ross Smith. That'll go the length of the floor. Still on Niagara's shot clock, though, as there was no over and back. 5 on it, as it's just ringed off the back dasher. Looked like Critch was going to get an open look. But brought up here by Tompkinson. Tompkinson down the far side. He'll shovel it back for Dale Robertson. Robertson for Levick. Teeter. He's got Coyle on him as he dances around on the near side. Underhand shot into the pads of Priest, and we're down to the final 5 minutes. Needing a goal a minute now are the Barrie Blizzard. Basically won every possession as here comes Favero. Favero looking to the far side. Back Favero gets it as he goes to the crease, and Maudsley thought he had it, but it was still laying dormant in front of the crease of Donnelly.
Barrie bench now looking to Donnelly as Donnelly stepping out to the about halfway up towards their bench, but they're telling him hold on. Still 4.5 to play in the fourth.
Teeter was looking for the cutter there as it bounces straight for Levick, and that one denied by the left shoulder of Jay Priest.
I think if Barrie's going to come back, they're going to need Niagara to collapse. This is Niagara's game to lose as Priest is just too strong. Priest got to be getting up towards 45 saves now. He had 30, I believe you mentioned 31, I think you said, after 3 quarters.
31 shots.
So 26 saves.
Oh, wow. Houtby with Spencer James all up in his face. That's just a seeing eye shot that somehow gets over the shoulder of Donnelly.
Yeah, 5, 58, 66.
Brooker Muir with another one. Goodness gracious. 5 points on the day now for Brooker Muir.
And it's a shot that Donnelly's going to want back. The defense really kept him way outside. And as a goaltender, he's got to know he's going far side with the pressure right on him like that. As that could definitely be the play of the game.
Tim Edwards, this is our player of the game, actually. We've got Caleb Wiles with the goal and the plank for our play of the game as we're back to live action down on the floor. The delayed penalty here as Priest has taken his spot, and the goal here would pretty much do it. And there it is from Phil Caputo and the stare down.
12-5 in a game that we were expecting maybe an 11-10
19:58 on the goal.
rematch. But the
There's
Niagara
Barrie,
Lock
number
Monsters
10 Boucher
have been
interference,
just
2 minutes by Doug.
all over the Barrie Blizzard from start to finish in this game.
That's just a huge shot. And Brooker Muir now, bunch of points here down the stretch. As we are under 4 minutes to play, Gillen and Baudouin sends it back through his legs. And now we'll head off the floor as well as Coyle controls possession, 3.5 with Fowler at the restraining line. He goes to the far side. Niagara starting to spread the floor as they get in rag mode. Up by 7. Here in the fourth quarter, Caputo kept outside. Him and Boucher continued their battle. As Boucher, you heard, was picking up another interference call as he gets into Caputo again. Him and Gillen on the tag team this time as a shot clock violation comes against Niagara.
And another thing you got to keep your mind of here, if you are the Niagara Lock Monsters, what a goal differential this is for them as you look at all the tie-breaking formulas. A 7-goal lead right now is only going to help them earn that top spot as they're going to clinch it for now, but still lots more lacrosse to go in week number 8.
Well, this will end the season series for Niagara, as I think we'll have to look it up as this one goes down the floor. First one there is John Arnold to cancel the over and back and get possession. Niagara is 1-1 with Durham with one more game to play, as that game could be the tiebreaker. They have 1-1, would be the record with Barrie, and remember it was a 1-goal lead for Barrie in that game, or 1-goal win
right
for Barrie. So this would give them the tiebreaker, Niagara the tiebreaker over Barrie, and then if they win over Durham, they'll have the tiebreaker over all 3 in the group, which would give them first place. What a play there by Caravello, though. Faking forehand, going backhand, and getting it behind Priest, just the 6th goal of the game.
22,
For the Barrie
11,
Blizzard.
12.
Well, if it finishes the way it is now, make it back-to-back games, only 2 goals against for Jay Priest, but this one, nothing he can do. Just a nice pump fake from forehand to go to the short side by Caravello.
Only 6 against. He's been averaging like 3.5 pretty much ever since he showed up. Out of quote-unquote retirement, right, from the Southwest Cyclops.
Well, I mean, even when Junior B lacrosse and Junior A lacrosse were played on the small nets, 6 was a low, respectable game.
Big collision on the far side as Roach takes his man out. Caputo, as there's no sense of urgency here for Niagara. Caputo from way outside, that one into the paraphernalia of Dinley. He's going to come out of the crease here and pass away, looks to the bench. Doesn't look like they want to call him. As a 6-goal lead. And now Dinley is going to make the run. 15 on the shot clock. Roach signal to hold up. The extra attacker is Gillen, who goes straight to the middle to stir up trouble, and the shot comes in. Priest, I think, was looking at that collision because it was a bit late, and it'll be a high sticking call against the Niagara Lock Monsters as they touch up. And I think is Jordan Houtby going off with 1:05 to play.
Well, we'll get another look at the power play here for the Barrie Blizzard as Houtby, you're right, is going off.
But here's your answer. Which goalie recorded the first win in CLax history? Rob Blaisdell is the winner. 18-11 final score. The Brampton Inferno over the Iroquois Ironmen, second from the left in the bottom corner of the screen. Rob Blaisdell, the answer to our trivia question. Assistant coach and general manager of the Barrie Blizzard now. Gotcha.
That was a good one.
One for me. Got all of yours so far. You got to work pretty hard when we get back to Niagara next week. Here's a sub shot, pardon me, from Shane Scott. Unique New York, as Wiles gets it up top. Wiles shovels it off. Here's Scott. Teeter, double team on him, forces him to drop the ball as Arnold picks up. And shot clock a non-factor as Niagara Lock Monsters will try and ice it. As Caravello all over John Arnold. We're getting another penalty here. Wiles in the vicinity as well. Priest to the bench. Nobody really caring too much. That one way high as the helmet comes off, and Robertson slowly jogging over, but nothing more will come of that. As Caravello got the initial penalty, and there's one more as Teeter's going off too.
Yeah, that was brewing, and it was going all the way up the floor. A good effort and a good head by Mitch Dumont just to steer away from that and walk away as he has some
2 minutes
words.
and go cross check. 5 minutes, high stick.
Oh boy. That's a rough one to take in a 6-goal loss. 5-minute major. I know the rule used to be all majors were reviewed automatically, but 8.5 on the clock. In a 6-goal loss, that's going to be a rough one for the league to look at, as Niagara doesn't even cross center. They're going to back all the way up outside the restraining line now as well, and there is the horn. The Niagara Lock Monsters hold the tiebreaker over the Barrie Blizzard, and their final game will come against the Durham Turf Dogs next week. I believe the final game of the season, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's a 2 o'clock game in the Meridian Center, March 6th. And that's when Barrie will be home as well.
Final 2 games, both 2 p.m. starts. Durham at Barrie, here at the Barrie Molson Center. Southwest at Niagara, pardon me. As the final one is Durham at Southwest on the 5th. I thought Durham and Barrie had one more. Yes, they do. Like I said, on Sunday.
But this game right here was one that Niagara and Barrie both wanted to win after 11-10. Very physical and intense affair at the Meridian just a week ago. But this one was pretty much all Niagara from start to finish.
Not the entire way. I mean, Barrie did show flashes of brilliance, but when they did, Jay Priest and the defense of Niagara was there to shut the door, as the fantastic season continues for Jay Priest in that Niagara net. Our 3 stars of the game, again, presented by JVI Sports Network, and our crew. Brooker Muir is our 3rd star for the Niagara Lock Monsters. I think he finished with 5 or 6 points. He had 4 of them in the final about 5 minutes.
Yeah, he came in finishing strong. And as you take a look at our 2nd star, how about Caleb Wiles? Wiles did a lot of his work in the opening half. And how about that play of the game with the goal going over top of Priest?
There was a couple plays of the game as he had the other, broke both his knees, I think, on the crease to end the 3rd quarter, which tied the game at 3. And then, of course, our 1st star, Jay Priest, 6 goals against for who knows how many times that is this season, but the 2nd time this week he hits 6 goals against as he continues to close that average right near 3 goals against per half. When you do that a lot, your team's going to win a lot of games.
No doubt about that. As the final score right here from the Barrie Molson Center, 12 for the visiting Lock Monsters and 6 for the Barrie Blizzard.
Let's set up the end of the 2016 season. 8 p.m. start at the CLax Community Center. The Durham Turf Dogs at the Southwest Cyclops. That game comes your way March the 5th, next Saturday, and then Sunday, the doubleheader. Durham is here to play the Barrie Molson Center. The Barrie Blizzard, Southwest Cyclops, their 2nd game of the weekend, trying to play spoiler against the Niagara Lock Monsters. Ladies and gentlemen, week 7 in the books. 3 games left on the schedule as we get set for the playoffs. Matthew Carrick, Spencer Tanguay, on behalf of our director Alexander Frazow, our producer and camera operator tonight, Gary Morrison, the rest of our JVI Sports Network crew, we wish you good night, and we will talk to you next week.